Hey everyone, we're back, maybe, for the Great Ace Attorney. I don't know if this is the start of a video or if I'm just going to add this onto the last one. But anyway, we're here with definitely the finale now. Wrapping things up, we just gotta, you know, play things out. And hi baby.
What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for little baby I do?
I don't.
My son's belly is empty. He's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Look at him.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun is set on this Wasutag shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Korikuda-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Wasutag memory serves, have you ever seen this cobalt? Wah! Yes, that's it! The very one! The very exact one that is. Look at the baby! The resplendent, splendoriferous Hoei treasure that is that a real word? That my rusty bones venture misplaced that fateful day. It can't be! As I thought. Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Pull me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and his plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously? The SSS. Clearly, couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. I wonder who it could have been. The baby's trying to play cool. Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing?
Could be anyone.
Excuse me. Could I say something?
Oh, someone's looking nervous. It was the baby. The baby. It's like a, you know, did I already make the Ratatouille joke?
Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I wonder if that's going to be relevant.
Oh yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation. Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. Attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, it's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele.
Okay, so someone just, okay.
A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
You know, the Great Ace Attorney, you know, the presentation of them all being side by side, it's kind of awkward if, like, you know, he accuses the surgeon who's standing right next to him, right? Compared to, like, you know, the other Ace Attorney games where they're, you know, presumably sitting down far away.
So that's why you're sent in undercover, is it? Yes, took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flesh out the criminal. Seems likely this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in their restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already in the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korikuda's son's Koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korikuda's son's Koban and hid it under the steak?
I would love it if it was the baby. But I don't think the baby's a character, no. She's only 16? What was Ryunosuke? Well, Kazuma was 23, so you're not allowed to ship them, everyone. That's illegal. Well, maybe not illegal in Japan, but it's still weird.
Take that!
Presumably, I don't know how old Ryunosuke is, but obviously it can only be you!
The baby! What? How? How dare you? You monster!
Monster?
I stole that koban, did I? The master thief of the carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Idol!
Idol's the mastermind behind all of this. I want that to be true and not him accusing his baby. You'd push the blame for your crimes onto your own son? An innocent little baby? Use the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Oh, are we having a breakdown? Ooh! Wow! Okay. Okay. Oh, the baby just killed him! Oh, please talk. Please talk.
Nihon Imperial's Army, Sergeant Iyasanosa. Preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir.
Dang it, I don't think the baby's talking. Oh.
Do any of you know the extraordinarily low wages the Nihon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe?
It's not P, right? I don't know why it's written as P. Nobody knows.
Understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. I've heard it's hard for lower ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
That's why you're stealing things at the restaurant?
The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoyed chopping my way through a good steak at the same time.
It's like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even. Which, we're actually gonna bring that up. Is worryingly believable.
Your target that day was the old man in his koban? Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. Slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak I was half the way through devouring when it happened. Yes, the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too. But I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. Slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date.
How did he completely just miss the evil lady there, though? You'd think you'd see, like, you know, the switching of the plates and, you know, everything that happened. Turning the chair around. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time? British people do get cranky when they don't have their tea.
Well, Miss Brett.
Of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. Quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. Praise the sun.
May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency.
Indeed.
The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It certainly appeared to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it? Well, oof.
Is this for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork? It's beyond nonsense. Pure madness. Okay, thank you for confirming that. Then we'll bring that back up later.
Very well. Now that all the questions concerning the witness's testimony have been answered, hold it! See no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you're free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. Are we really just, like... And good day. I forget if other Ace Attorney games do this because it's been so long, right? But instead of just being like a constant push, you know, you do a little push, then they do like, oh no, everything's terrible, you're never gonna solve this, when you know the evidence is right there. It's a little bit annoying. I know all the other games do it, I don't know if they do it to this extent, this first case. Runosuke, what's the matter with you? It's no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. Can't quite work out what exactly. Is it the big old tooth marks in the steak? Something she said jarred with me. I feel like there's a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. That's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later. Don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over. Please let me use the microphone. Bring that back. That was the best feature of the DS games.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brett. What is it now? I'm afraid. Just one last time. Something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
Like, really, the whole thing with this fight could have been just solved even without talking to the sergeant, really. Like, Yunosuke could have been like, hey, can we see the other plate? What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Yunosuke? Yeah, we know it's... Yeah, come on, get on with it. We don't need a flashback, we just saw this 2 seconds ago. Second line. Yes, I'm right. But she said they're exposed to an undeniable contradiction. Going to need to see evidence, counsel. Miss Brett's words are truly contradictory. Where's the evidence to prove it? It's the plate of steak!
Take that!
Steak that Miss Brett has been eating before the professor is killed, yes. Go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? Extremely obvious. Talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, counsel? A few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could ever contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. Take a good look at this steak. This is the goofy Ace Attorney nonsense we're all here for. Particularly the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there's clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. In cursive. Looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in this steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry.
Shut up!
You're not helping yourself. Oh, look at her. It feels like the shadow is darker than normal. And that's a new sprite with the napkin. Well, handkerchief, whatever. Whatever you say, dear lady. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place.
Shut up!
I've heard enough, you irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Of course, dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Ever ruffled your fellow feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Yunosuke, you know where you're going with this? Yeah, I've known for like the past hour. Yes, now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. Except that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here are mounting conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that'll prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You want to know the meaning of the phrase? Typical Japanese empty threats. Or, no, why would she switch the plates? She switched the tables, or like where the chair was. I mean, she might have noticed the blood, right? But it just makes a lot more sense for her to switch the tables. Or, well, move the chair. But I still don't know when she would have done that. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd. The trial's run several hours already. That's how I feel, dude. See, there's evidence yet to be brought forward. It can't be. I don't believe you have it. I don't. There's someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. It could be anyone. They're gonna make me presented. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request to the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair?
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. Oh, he's dying. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chopping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Korakudo-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Oh, he's just still standing there. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under? In fact, your own steak? Teen-shun. Affirmative, of course. Might be a soldier in the Imperial Nihon Army, but still. Not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course they didn't steal it. Even if it's just such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over? Oh, the surgeon! Actually, the surgeon doing it makes a lot of sense. You did switch the plates? Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it.
decided to investigate my slab of meat. That'd be it. You're getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance.
Baby, don't let the baby hear this.
With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign ladies' table.
Okay. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. It's no time for strategic planning.
Because like, just her switching it around just didn't make sense, right? I couldn't.
It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable!
However, fair not, Prosecutor Swan.
What now?
I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform, that is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes.
So, if Sergeant knows to switch the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak, the plate it was on, back to his own table. Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosonaga.
Yes. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. Said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. She's hungry. She's thinking about biting a steak now. That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. So do you think he brought all this with him? Like, that's not, like, that's a lot of stuff to be taken with you. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
Oh, my music's playing. You don't tell me to shut up. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
No, you're not wiggling your way out of it this time, lady.
I beg your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you.
No? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Thinks he remembers.
Quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. The side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson.
I really hope that this isn't just Yunosuke's, like, you know, special power, right? Like, Phoenix had like the Magatama. Apollo had the like the bracelet, like zoom in, and I think that like the emotion thing, which is kind of out there, but you know, it's basically just the bracelet but with a different flavor, right? But this is just Deus Ex Machina Central.
There's a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
I believe the defendant's memory serves him well.
And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you're eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you'll show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
And don't let her near it. She might just eat it all. Yes, sir! He's so happy. I want to protect that stupid idiot. Sorry for keeping you. Hey, look at that. How did they miss that?
Here's the other steak in this.
Well, I mean, no, it's on a different TV. How did they not notice that?
The other steak in this plate. Please, feel free to examine it.
The blood stain. It's clearly visible. Look!
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
It can't be.
In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is.
They're not gonna make us show the evidence that the bullet didn't pass through him, right?
That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. It's you!
Breakdown time. Show us her face. What she look like? Is that actually her hair? I think it's just part of her hat. No, Swan! Outdone by a Japanese? Me? Like a Japanese schoolboy? No. No. No! Oh, the Swan's gonna eat her! Yeah! I'm not doing a Kiala. What's with the chicks? She's still going. Okay then. Hey! Gonna keep him? Her hat's not. I want to see her face. Please excuse my little outburst. Briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Oh, Miss Brent. I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth, this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life. Oh, geez, okay. Using career. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So he planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Career is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, it would all be over. Place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there's an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter. The fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor, and that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. Made sure he was sitting in his chair using that such that he wouldn't fall. There's no going back at that point. So I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. Planned to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. Oh, okay. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. And the bottle of Carrere, well, there'd be 2 guns, right? Carrere in my handbag and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt? So I was right. There were 2 guns. Yes. Wait, which one do we have? Wait, do we even have it? Oh, we don't have it. Okay. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which he had presumably placed on the floor. A place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. He noticed the gun, as I'd intended. And then, just as he went down to pick it up, and that's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. But wouldn't the sergeant and the antique dealer notice that? Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun. Wait, were they already gone by then? Maybe they were already gone by then and it was just her there. No, they were there when the gun... That's weird. So there you have it. What's the motive, though? That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. I will accept a slap on the wrist and exilement back to Britain. I mean, the motive has to have something to do with, you know, the British politics and Japanese, like, you know, deal going on. Your Excellency? Yes. I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later?
Oh, no, don't do it.
I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. Okay, see you. I hope you can forgive me. Not your Horo-san. They never explained the motive. Okay, she's got to be coming back for a later case then. Like, they never even showed her face. Right? Like, this could be like, in Dual Destinies, the first case is plot relevant to the final case. Right? Like, well, not as... kind of as much? I forget how it works. It's been too long. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. Presume the prosecution is in agreement. This can't be. Takatsuchi Ouchi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie store. Lose your hair, lose your hair, lose your hair. You better start getting used to tough opposition. Ah! Unosuke Naruhodo. Yes? This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten. He's gonna commit seppuku, but instead of seppuku, he cuts off his ponytail thing. You've become conceited with age, Council, but the old will have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget. Kazuma's gonna do it. May you never forget that. Don't ask how it reached that far. Okay. We all knew it was coming. Nothing personnel. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi clan will not measure up to the Naruhodo clan. And the hair will never grow back either. This trial, the Supreme Court of Japan, will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Unosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. Thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, there's a loud thing outside. It's only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. The Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. Feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation, new procedures of justice. New future of law awaits. But what it will look like, cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi. I wonder if they're gonna make the judge end up being corrupt. I hope not, because I like this judge, but I do know there's a jury system in this game. We didn't see it this case. I assume it'll be introduced to us next case. I wonder if that's gonna come into play here at all. Yes. After this trial, you're set to embark on a journey of discovery, the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. The mission. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind. As for you, Unosuke Naruhodo. Yes? In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. Very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. Oh, are we gonna get the fireworks? The confetti? It's time to deliver the final verdict. Hereby find the defendant, Unosuke Naruhodo, Not guilty. Woo. Yeah, oh, we get like sakura flowers. Oh, look at Ouchie there. Okay. Oh, court is now adjourned. She's got to come back for a future case. Like, I am not satisfied with that. 246. I don't think it took 90 minutes. I remember the last time was 114. Can't believe it. Can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Yunosuke finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. Ha 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 ha. No, it's a pleasure to watch you at work. So you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget, sukiyaki is... What is suki? Moon. I think yaki means it's fried, right? Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Is this the professor? Or is it oh, okay, it's her. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. We're tired for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Oh, thank you very much. We ended on that research report of Miss Brett's. I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It's his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Yes, of course. That guy who's maybe possibly evil. I'm not decided yet. Forgive me. Yeah. We know that you don't need to. Speaking of Mikotoba. Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it was I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend. Oh, yes, you mentioned that before. So you actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Oh, that's why I didn't trust him. Yes, that's right. He does kind of remind me of, see, I don't want to spoil past games, right? The final villain in the original game? Case 5, not Case 4. A little bit. Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. Went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? And I mean, that could be a motive. I mean, well, how does that doesn't tie what's her name into it? Never heard you mention that before. Well, it's a long time ago now. Besides, like, if this guy is the mastermind behind everything, you know, Giselle's this little pawn to, I don't know. It's like, I'm assuming she's not like the mastermind behind, you know, whatever Case 5 is, right? But I'm just theorizing on something that I'm not even close to getting to yet, so I've got no clue. It's your tone, Asoki. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. Science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. And obviously with him being, if he is the main villain, I genuinely do not know. I had seen Giselle's like sprite before looking evil. She's that's the only thing I knew about the Great Ace Attorney. Like, character-wise. Like, I do know Case 3 doesn't have a trial phase, apparently. That's all I know about that. And Sherlock Holmes exists. But anyway, if he is evil, you know, with Susato, is that her name? Being the presumably the assistant for the rest of the cases, that would you know, it'd be you know, the theme they said earlier of the new, and you know, the old stepping down for the new, you know, you get what I mean.
Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan, that sword better not come to life in the future. Not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. The blade shows me where I need to go. Cuts down anything that's in my way. I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. Girl, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. Not easy to tell you this, but... Oh, are they shipping her back off to Britain? What do you mean? Surely she's not gonna face... She's gonna face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. She'll be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? What? Shanghai? I thought maybe, if she got shipped off to Britain, you know, you'd run into her again, because one of these games, you go to Britain. I don't know which one. Maybe it's the second game. Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? Why not? I'm not familiar with the British Empire. Do they control Shanghai at this time? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Is this her? Oh no, hey. Inspector Hosonaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. Let's congratulate... What's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? Well then, who's gonna bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case. Somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard. By a consular court? Professor, simply don't understand. Consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the Friendship Treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious decision of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yeah, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. Pray that for the young student. Today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There's never any danger of comeuppance for her. Don't believe it. The British government Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. I mean, under normal circumstances, you know, her killing a British professor would be like, you know, even in a... No matter where they try to, you know, that'd be bad, right? But, you know, there's something else afoot here. It's like, you know, if she killed like a Japanese person, you know, the British courts would be like, yeah, you know, it's fine, whatever, it happens. Probably. It's all gonna change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. You gotta buy the sequel though if you want to see that. Yes, change is coming. We're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. Oh. This sounds familiar. This isn't like a remix of like... The first thing that came to mind is Turnabout Sisters. I don't know my Ace Attorney music well enough though. This is definitely a remix of like, you know, happy Ace Attorney music. But Professor... You're right. No time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest the carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective, so not this, aren't you?
I mean, he found the culprit of the case he was looking for. Let's not worry about details for now. Is he broke like Gumshoe? To the carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course! The carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh, yes, thank you. So Giselle Brandt won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Okay, they're bringing it up. Kazuma? Yes, Yunosuke? I wanted to say thanks again. That's all. Really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing! You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. One day, but you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. Oh, wait. Was that? Oh, that was Yunosuke talking. Okay. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer. Oh no, not me. Oh, that tense verbal combat? Never want to go through that ever again. I just did what you told me to do, that's all. They knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Yunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? Well, okay, yeah, that. No. The ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? Great Ace Attorney has to fight for his clients. Is to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. Don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in. Stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you really be backed into a corner. Being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then. That's not something that anyone can do. It's a special kind of person. Believing in your client. I mean, his client was himself. So, I mean, it's kind of easy to believe in that case. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience. Never stop believing in me. Oh, You face seemingly hopeless situations time and again. Never stop looking for the truth. In the end, you found it. Through your own efforts. Because you never stop believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. Something I want to ask you, actually, Yunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. Sounds serious. What is... Oh, you're still here, are you? Oh, Hosonaga. Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. Arrange some rickshaws for us. Rickshaws. I know what a rickshaw is, of course. Who doesn't know what a rickshaw is? Oh, those things! Okay, it's like a cart that is driven by a person and they run. I've seen those. I didn't know the name of those. That's how people would get around the city back in Japan. They would, you know, you'd sit in like the little wagon and some guy would just run and pull you. Thank you. We'll be right there. I assume that this had to do with his, the thing the judge was talking about earlier. Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. First court victory. And your studies toward Great Britain, don't forget. Ah, yes, that too. I wonder if this parts of the game takes place in Britain. I assume it, this one. Wonder if you get to play as Kazuma instead of Yunosuke. That'd be cool. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Miko Toba, Susato-san, who acted as my assistant, Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still, well, come on, he was important. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. What was that? Change my life. And okay. Definitely went a little too long, I think, but if like you hadn't played the series before, I think that would be a good introduction case. But if they shaved off like, I don't know, like 30 minutes to an hour off it, I think that would be a really good case. Oh yeah, that's a Sherlock Holmes' sprite, right? I know he has a hat and he probably has a pipe, so that's probably him. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess, who's the detective character? I mean, is it Hosonaga or is it? I don't even know, dude. I guess we'll find out next. Well, yeah, I did want to mention. Remember, I'm not sold on doing this series yet. I kind of want to see how it does. So maybe I stop here and do it in my own time, or maybe I keep going. I'll figure it out. But basically, if you see this episode and like it's been like 2 weeks, it's dead in the water. No. Okay, maybe 2 weeks is a little short, but this could theoretically be the end. Just, you know, putting that out there. Probably not, because I suck at stopping things. Like with Fate Grand Order, I was like, okay, yeah, you know, maybe I'll stop after part 1, and you know, 5 years later or whatever, I'm still, well, six or 7 years later, I'm still here. So yeah, could do the rest of the series now probably. No, mostly joking. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye.